Alright, this is an original song. It's one of my newest. This is called Magnets, and it's just about undeniable attraction, if you will. Enjoy. I see you in my mind. I wanna hold you, squeeze you tight. I see you. I see you with eyes so bright. So tell me what you need. Don't go playing hide and seek with me, 'cause I'll find you, I'll find you and treat you right. Ooh, 'cause I'm your biggest fan. You could be a gentleman if you could just let me in and tell me all your secrets. You got me like 10. You know you'll always win. I'll always come back to you like a magnet. We're like north and south, with the fire you can never put out. And oh, darling, I can't survive without you now. Oh, and I know that we could take this slow like everyone else. But I'm so into you, so let's go. 'Cause I'm your biggest fan. You could be a gentleman if you could just let me in and tell me all your secrets. You got me locked in. You know you'll always win. I'll always come back to you like a magnet. Hold me tight. Hold me all night. Love me right. Love me all night. Hold me tight. Hold me all night. Love me right. Love me all night. 'Cause I'm your biggest fan. You could be a gentleman if you could just let me in and tell me all your secrets. You got me locked in. You know you'll always win. I always come back to you. I'll always come back to you like a magnet. Thank you.
So welcome Welcome to Winnebago Wednesday, and this is a wonderful, wonderful day with our very special guest, Ria Jade. Hi, Ria. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. That was a wonderful first song that opened up the show. Absolutely loved it. And that was an original too, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So you have been, from what I understand, you and I just met recently, but from what I understand, you've been playing ever since you were wearing poofy dresses with polka dots and bows in your hair.
Oh yeah, dark times.
So when did you start writing music?
Actually, I started writing music when I was like 4. Like, it was crazy. Yeah, well, my sister, she listened to a lot of Britney Spears, and I thought, ooh, I could do that. And we had a piano in our house.
Okay.
And you know, when you grow up Asian, it's like you would either go and become a mathlete or you become a pianist. So I was like, I mean, numbers.
I had to choose that too, being...
Right?
Wait, no. Wait.
That's okay.
Right, so.
I see it in your soul.
Right.
But yeah, so I went to go and do piano because I didn't want to be an accountant. So I ended up playing songs, and the next thing I knew, it started off as just jazz and just piano pieces, and then eventually it went on into becoming singing. And when I was 13, I picked up my guitar, and as a kid, I grew up on a lot of like punk growing up, so I identified more with playing a guitar as opposed to, you know, the classical Mozart kind of stuff, which I still love. I'm not passionate, but yeah, so I guess, yeah, my childhood just happened.
But my daughter actually wrote her first song when she was 4. It's actually the only song that I know that she wrote. It's called Night Noodles, and it's a very, very, very emotional song about how noodles come out at night and they watch you and make sure you're okay. Because noodles, right? You're Asian, right? So we understand. So, excellent. So you've been writing for a while, you've been playing for a while, and you said, and I met you at Kanaka Creek Coffee, which is actually apparently where everything good happens in Maple Ridge.
It's true.
But a lot of the people there have known you for a long time and have seen you perform. So it's not just a matter of you've been messing around at home playing, but you've been out performing for years and years and years. So now I've met your mom, who's a huge fan of yours. I mean, I've never seen a bigger parent fan in my life, and that's absolutely wonderful. And that support. Now, did she push you out to start performing, or how did that start? Were you super nervous? Tell us about your first experience.
I think the good thing that comes from my family is like we come from an Asian Hispanic household, so it's like every single like culture that's in there is very supportive and all on family values. If you want to get real deep, there's Italian and French too, so that's like times 50.
Oh wow.
But so as soon as I said something, they'd be like, okay, we'll support you full blast. And at first I really wanted to go into like video editing. Like I was really into making these music videos and stuff, and they were sending me like, oh, look at this contest you can enter, look at all this stuff. But then when it came to music, like, again, like as soon as I changed a passion, they were just there to fully support me no matter what it was.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, and so I think I grew up in Maple Ridge, so I think at some point, you know, my sister, she's very supportive too, so my sister would look up, you know, places that I can perform, and I'm pretty sure it was her that found it, because she finds all these gigs for me, and she goes, oh mom, there's this like open mic thing, so my mom's like, okay, let's go, and you know, it was my first time really doing an open mic at 13, and so we took it so seriously, so I wore this like floral dress, and these like white heels, and this big giant flower, which was my trademark at the time. And it's funny, because Pam, the, you know, who runs the open mic at Kanaka Creek, she's like, I still remember you coming here with your floral dress and your pink bow. But yeah, it's insane, and ever since then they've just been helping me find ways to put myself out there. And my dad, he'd even be like, give me some of your business cards, I'll go drop them on the SkyTrain, people will pick them up, it'll be super slick. And I'm like, I don't know, man. But yeah, they've always been super supportive, so it's more so me being like, I want to do this, or like music is part of my life, and then my family being like, okay, let's go get them, you know. So I'm very blessed to have them.
So I do want to tell you a little bit of contrast, how wonderful it is to have a supportive family, and sometimes you have a family that just doesn't quite understand creativity to the level that you are. And I understand my creativity is a little bit weird. You've seen the Winnebago Wednesdays and the little pop-ups and everything, and it's a little off. So I was making this video. Actually, I do remember what it's for, but it's a long story. But I was making this stupid video with my friends, and part of the video was I was falling into a pool with my trench coat on. It was like I was being shot in the back and just falling face down. And so after that shoot, I took my coat to my grandma's to wash it to get the chlorine out, so that way there wouldn't, you know, wouldn't bleach or whatever. somehow my grandmother did not understand what I was doing, and so she relayed to my wonderful dear sister. She told her that Ryan went swimming with this trench coat and left the story at that. And my sister, used to my oddness and my just being weird, instead of asking any questions to clarify that, she just said, "He's so weird." And that was it. They just left it at that.
Just another day for Ryan.
Yeah, this is what he does. But your family completely supports you, and that's absolutely wonderful. Now, the floral dress and the bow, it's funny because the few people that have talked to me about you, that's what they remember.
Yeah, it's that big flower.
Yeah. And you've been performing. You've been everywhere. You've been on national TV. You've done all of these things, and that's what they remember is that floral dress and that bow. So that's so awesome.
It's gonna be in my gravestone. I just gonna be like remembered for her bow. Nothing else.
I think they're gonna chisel it out. You know, just a little bow and granite, right? Right.
For sure.
So you have had a very successful, especially for your age, musical career where you've gone out and been able to do a whole lot. Then you stopped for a little while and you're coming back. So where did that deviation come? What happened there?
Well, when I was doing music, I think a part of me ever since I was a kid was like, I want to do something to help people. Mm-hmm. And for me, it was coming out of my shell with music and talking about, being brave. As a kid, I was bullied, like a lot. I never really had friends or like a solid group of friends growing up. Even like I literally only just made friends in college. But I always wanted to help people. So when I was about 15 or 16, I started getting more into philanthropy, and I would go out talking about mental health and LGBTQ plus rights, all sorts of different things, anti-bullying, you name it, equality. And I realized I was going to all these events, but everything that people kept saying to me was, "You're looking after everyone, you're not looking after yourself." And I said, "No, it's fine. Everything's going to be okay." But it wasn't okay, because inside I was battling a lot of anxiety. I dealt with depression last year, and for me, the biggest part of my life, my biggest struggle, I think, is my eating disorder. I had battled anorexia for years, and it got to the point that I got practically PTSD from that eating disorder. I couldn't look at numbers. I had to repeat math 2.5 times. I could not look at schedules. I would see things to the point that in high school I would break down and cry. It was not a good year, and I just kept pushing it off because I wanted to help others. And then finally last year, at the end of my performance at Rot Harbor Center, that's when it really kicked in, and that's when I realized, being completely candid, that's when I completely realized I need to take care of myself now. So that year I was busy with working and going to school full time, as well as managing my music career. We were moving. I was going to Toronto to perform. It was nuts. And I think just having to cram everything in such a short amount of time in a then 19-year-old body was just it was too much pressure for me.
Sure.
Yeah, so I took a year off to just rebalance everything in my life, completely gather myself again, and the other week, or not even the other week, just over the past couple months, I've just been writing, and I have finally found myself in a happy place, and I'm still open about speaking and getting help, and telling people, especially young people, it's okay not to be okay, and it's okay to find a doctor, find a counselor, whatever makes you feel good about yourself. And that's why I'm really glad to be back, and I'm glad to be here with you too, and I'm glad that we met at Kanaka, because I was telling my mom the other day, Kanaka Creek is where all the music, that's where everything started for me. It wouldn't feel right if I did a homecoming, or if I just went back to music and I didn't go back there and I didn't see Pam. I was ready to cry that day. I was just oh my God, I just overflowed, just flowing with emotions. But yeah, it's good to be back.
I'm so glad you did. I'm so glad you came back, and that you went through this, and you went through very, very difficult things that you've gone through, and you've come out of it, and you're coming out strong, and that's wonderful. And it's great for me because I got to meet you, and it's great for all of our Winnebago Wednesday fans because they get introduced to the new Ria Jade.
Thank you.
So we've heard one amazing song, and we got a couple more coming, but. Before we do that, tell us when people want to hear more of you. How will they find you? You gave me this very cool business card that was fluorescent pink and neon lights and everything like that. But they don't have that card. card. So let's talk about how people will find you, because they're going to want to. I know it after seeing this.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, you can Google Ria Jade and everything will come up. I'm on Spotify under Ria Jade. All my music is on there. My YouTube, SoundCloud, Ria Jade Music. My Twitter and Instagram, it's Ria Jade, but the A is a V. I know I should probably change everything to the same thing. But I'm on Instagram the most, and I am actually currently working on a little EP as a form of saying, you know, thank you to everyone who's been supporting me and still, you know, there to support me and my art. So that'll be coming out soon if you want to check that out. And of course, they know where to find you, which is awesome because, you know, you're going to find so many other artists as well. So hopefully if you like me, you'll love everyone else. And,
so do you have an event calendar in any of those things where people can know when you're going to show up to Kanaka, or when you're going to be playing at the Hollywood Bowl, or you know, all of these things?
Yeah, usually all of my events I'll post in advance on Facebook and make little Facebook event things. I don't know what the kids are doing these days. I'll make like little Facebook events on my Ria Jade page, but other than that, I'm always active on Instagram. So my Instagram stories, I'll usually post where I'm going. If I'm gonna get grilled cheese, you can come meet me.
Oh yeah, no, that's really good, because a lot of people wonder, where do I get grilled cheese with Ria Jade? So that's it. That is the answer. That is the answer to the question you've been asking yourselves for years now. That's
you know.
Wonderful.
You've been blessed.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for being part of the show, and it's really great having you. Now we're going to hear a little bit more music, and I'm very excited to see what comes next.
Perfect. Well, thank you for having me. It was awesome.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Today's episode of Winnebago Wednesday is brought to you by Parlour Games Photo. Parlour Games Photo provides amazing photo booths for the Lower Mainland, Fraser Valley, and the Okanagan, and they are absolutely wonderful to work with. Custom setups and beautiful, high-end, gorgeous looking stuff. So definitely check out Parlour Games Photo, and if you're having a party or an event or something that you say, hey, I want my guests to actually have fun, then check out Parlour Games Photo and bring them to your event, party, graduation, funeral, whatever.
This next song is called Toxic Love. If you like it, you can get it on my EP called Miss Volcano, available on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, and every other streaming service that I can think of. Here you go. Hope you like it.
Hey, need you to listen to me, listen to me. It's no secret that you only love me. In my dreams, please trace me. Make this easier, die away to know. Whoa, all you do is leave me bruised, and I die or lose and no. Whoa, I don't want it. You can keep it. All you toxic love. Ooh, I'm done with all the pain. I'll never see you again, and all you toxic love. Conversations dry out like deserts in Nirvana. You just use me to show that you got a love. Oh, please release me, make this easy, tie away to know. All you do is leave me bruised, and I die or lose and know. I don't want it. You can keep it. toxic love. Please release me. Make this easier. Tired of waiting now. All you do is leave me bruising, giving me nothing. I don't need so you can keep it. All your toxic love. Ooh, I'm done with all the pain. I'll never see you again, and all your toxic love. Your toxic love. Your toxic love.
Thank you for watching Winnebago Wednesday. Our goal, as we've been doing, is to introduce new talents to the greater world by letting you hear some of their amazing music and getting to know a little bit about the artists behind the music. We do this out of passion because I've been there. I've been that artist trying to get my name out there. And we absolutely love the music that we bring in and the artists that we bring in. So what we would like to ask for is if you are interested in sponsoring an episode of Winnebago Wednesday, we would love to have you bring one of these artists out and be responsible for that. And we'll definitely thank you and put your name out there, and you can be associated with the new talent such as what you've seen today being put out to the greater world. So we would love your sponsorship, we would love your help, and these artists would love to have you be a part of kickstarting their career. Thank you very much.
Okay, now we're gonna slow things down, set the mood, light a candle, bake some garlic bread. Maybe not the most romantic thing, but this is one of my favorite, I guess, all-time classic songs. It's from Greece. This is You're the One That I Want. If you like it.
I've got chills multiplying, and I'm losing control, 'cause the power you're supplying, it's electrifying. You better shape up, 'cause I need a man who, and my heart is set on you. Better shape up, better understand. Ooh, to my heart I must be true. If your fields with affection, you're too shy to convey meditate your direction. Baby, feel your way. You better shape up, 'cause I need a man, and my heart is set on you. Better shape up, better understand. To my heart I must be true. Oh, you're the one that I want. Ooh, ooh, you're the one that I want. Ooh, you're the one that I want. Ooh, the one that I need. Oh, yes, indeed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. And actually, when I was planning today's episode, I was thinking, Ria, you're the one that I want for this episode. Oh, that's awesome. So,
10 points for the dad joke.
so thank you very much for watching. And
Thank you
please.
so much. Thank you for having me. And you guys are in for a treat because next week you guys got Austin Piercy.
Austin, that's right.
So maybe he'll be the one that you guys want.
Dun-dun-dun.
Do.
Well, thank you very much. See you next week.